What's happening? I'm Isaiah Coleman, and welcome to another episode of Masculinity Monday. I want to just jump right into it, right? Today, we're going to discuss toxic masculinity, and on the flip side, what true power or true masculinity looks like done in a healthy way. But real quick, hey, Masculinity Monday, we like to talk about topics that involve our masculinity that hopefully make us rethink what our definition of masculinity really is. So I hope you've been tuning in to some of the previous episodes. Again, today we're going to dive into what real or positive masculinity looks like, what real power looks like from a man's perspective. And I just hope, something resonates with you. Like, subscribe, follow, because we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it rolling, believe me. All right, so let's just talk about it real quick. So toxic masculinity for the most part is masculinity that derives from a place of always saying that you always need to be good. You're always strong. You're always all right. You're always like stoic. You only show minimal emotions, right? You show anger, you show frustration, all of what society deems what a man is allowed to show, right? It's just those frustrations, those anger, that madness of masculinity, right? You can't show any pain, you can't show any hurt, you can't show any true feelings of sadness, you can't cry, right? Like, these are all parts or aspects of toxic masculinity that honestly almost make you sound like you're not human, like you're inhuman. And I want to say, I think over the last several years, probably like 5 to 10 years, it's become more and more acceptable to show a wider range, right? A wider range, a larger spectrum of emotions as a man. And that's perfectly fine. And honestly, if you're going to be if you're human, it's necessary for you to show a range of emotion, right? And I want to give you 3 reasons and also 3 areas that will benefit when you show positive masculinity, when you show the masculinity that the world, the planet, the men on this planet need to embody more of, right? And the first aspect of positive masculinity is your authenticity. Your authenticity is so important, right? If you're gonna be your authentic self, like your full self, right, and not care what other people think, not care about external validation, then you gotta show up with all your emotions, with all your thoughts, with all your feelings. Okay, so that can mean sadness, right? That can mean empathy. That can mean excitement. That can mean you being elated over something, right? Like, there's so many different emotions out there, and if you just minimize yourself to frustration and anger and all those ones that are deemed the only emotions that men can show, right? Like, from the toxic masculinity standpoint, then you're missing out on being the full version of yourself, right? We gotta be vulnerable, right? We gotta be vulnerable with ourselves and who we are in order to be our most authentic self. All right, so that's number 1. Number two, connection. If you think you're gonna have any meaningful connection, I mean with a partner, with a spouse, right? With your children, with loved ones, with close friends, if you're gonna have any meaningful connections with people, you have to show a wide range of emotions. You have to show what this new age definition of masculinity is, which is like this positive masculinity, which again is your authentic self, which is again your most vulnerable self, which again allows you to be open and be willing to connect with other people. Nobody wants to be with somebody who only shows up one way and that's that. That's not fun. I know I don't want to be like that. When I think about my story, and I think about my wife, when I think about my kids, when I think about my colleagues, if I don't show up my most authentic self, like if I'm not feeling it on any particular day, like I don't want to fake it. I don't want to fake it. It doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel good to my emotional health. And then on the flip side, when I'm feeling fun and ecstatic and I want to have all this fun with my boys, I want to have fun with my wife, and I have fun with I want to show that too. I want to be like, yo, like let's have a good time today, right? I want to be energetic. I want to be charismatic. So again, that happens when you are walking in your authenticity and you're walking in your vulnerability. You are now able to connect with that other person on a deeper level when you show up your full self. And lastly, leadership. There is no way you can be a phenomenal leader. There's no way you can be a transformational leader if you're not showing your emotion, right? And that doesn't mean like you're boo-hooing when you're sad and you're throwing fits and everything's to an extreme. But to show up each and every day, whether again that be with your team, whether that be with your family, whether that be with your partner, you showing up and being honest and being real about it, while still maintaining a level of leadership and a level of professionalism, depending on the environment and depending on the setting. But you are being honest. You're being honest. Again, you're validating how you're feeling. You're validating what may be going on in your life. You may have had a loss. You may have lost a family member recently, and it's something that you shouldn't have to hide. It's something that you shouldn't have to try to sweep under the rug and again show up with stoicism. That's not positive. That's not healthy masculinity. So by you sharing how you truly feel while maintaining your professionalism, while still executing on the tasks at hand or your responsibilities, that's completely acceptable. And it shows your team, it shows those people that you're human, that not every day is going to be, roses and tulips and ice cream and whatever the heck else, right? Like that you're a human being and you feel, and not everything is all right every single day. So I hope this helps, man. Let me just bring it all back. Let me just, put it all together. What I'm trying to say is real power is created. Real power is developed. Real power is manifested when you are your most authentic self, when you are your most vulnerable self, when you are you. All right, you. That is when you have real power. That is when real influence takes place. That is when real impact happens. That is when real change occurs. Connections are made. Relationships are stronger. All right. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Masculinity there's a huge spectrum of masculinity, right? There's a huge spectrum. It's not just made out to be this little bit of like, here's the little bit of range of emotion that I'm able to have, right? Here's the little bit of range. No, that's not it, right? We have a lot of emotions as men, and it's perfectly fine that you show them and you express them and you express who you really are. All right. I hope this helps you. Hope this helps somebody. I'm Isaiah Coleman. Subscribe, like, comment, and keep walking in your authenticity. Keep walking in your true power. And I guarantee you the world, the people around you will benefit from that. All right. In the meantime, in the in-between time, one of my old heads says this, but in the meantime, in the in-between time, take care. Peace out.